Hey guys, Paul here from week 3 of the vlog. Now I look tired, but nothing to do with anything, but just a long day. So with the vlog, we're into the serious, we're starting to get serious now with training and all that kind of stuff. So first day of the fully adjusted mesocycle in the gym was complete. It was arms in the morning, which was never hard. Like, if anyone says they get tired from doing arms, like, you're kidding yourselves. Like, calm down. It's arms. Like, they flex and they extend. There's not a heap of stuff that you can do there. And sure, you can work hard on your arms that burns, but it's not systemically fatiguing like legs. Let's not play. Okay, it's just a joke. Calm down. Anyway, cardio 20 minutes, done that as well in the evening. Again, anyone says they get fatigued by 20 minutes of cardio, stop it. Just don't. It's just let's just be real here. It's 20 minutes. We're cool. So that's fun. Interesting that I'm prepping a lot of people at the same time, and it's funny when people do this for the first time. You can really tell because this is I was the same more than likely. I can't remember, to be honest, but everything is so much bigger than what you think it is. Like, the deficit is so much harder and everything's so much more challenging than what it is, and it's all very dramatic. When really it doesn't have to be at all. Like, we're just training. It's slightly restricting our food. It's not really the worst thing that we've ever done in our lives. So we can be. I guess the point behind this is I'm going to go into a few things here tonight because I'm just in one of those moods, I guess. The first thing is, it's not that fucking hard. Like, calm down. We're just going to the gym and stuff like that. Like, I was speaking to another person today that has prepped multiple times, and like, we were comparing war stories, and the difference between prep is hunger. That's the thing that you got to manage. That's it. Let's just talk about hunger. That's the hardest thing that you're going to manage throughout the whole prep. The fatigue is there, but the fatigue is nothing really compared to proper athletic training. Okay, particularly on a lower calorie deficit, like a lower calorie budget. So when I was doing basketball, there'd be 4+ hours, 4 to 5 hours a day of actual training time, and that was incredibly fatiguing. This person was in a swim squad, like 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening, like 4 hours in the pool every day. That shit is tiring. So when we get complain about being tired, I think we're just selling ourselves short and giving us giving ourselves a narrative, but that's okay. And if you want to create a really fantastic physique, that narrative just doesn't work. Okay, you should have no, you should really not fear fatigue, and you should do everything in your power to forget that it exists. It was really interesting. I was reading a story or watching an Instagram story interview of some basketball players. I can't remember what team it was, but they were playing LeBron, and there was 1 minute left in the game, and they were all gassed out, like really, really tired. And LeBron's just sitting on the side, waiting to go back in, looking like he's just walked a dog around the block, like totally composed, totally calm, and not showing an ounce of fatigue. And that lost them the game because they were just so, I guess, blown away by that it put them off what they had to do to see that this person's conditioning was so far ahead of what they could do that they just lost faith in themselves, which is the worst thing you can do in a confidence-driven sport like basketball. But I digress. So yeah, that's something I've been talking about. Business-wise today, another big day of development. A competitor of mine I saw fired all his staff in an effort to be a better parent, which seems backwards to me. Like, obviously it might be better financially, but then firing people would therefore indicate that you need to spend more time at work, which would take you away from the whole job of being a parent, which just struck me as a little bit backwards. But what it really kind of boils down to is what we're doing is hard. This is hard work. It's not for everyone, particularly the education side of it. And being a business coach, if you do it legitimately, not just a blow ass who just creates a $6,000 program because you're a badass and you're working in your zone of genius and shit like that. If you're actually creating a real, tangible, solid coaching program, it's really, really hard work. And quite often you do wonder if the juice is worth a squeeze. So that's something to consider. And the third thing that I wanted to touch on today, which I've here we go, is imposter syndrome. Okay. I saw a video done by a colleague, friend of mine, talking about imposter syndrome and getting over it. And everyone thinks the cure to imposter syndrome is just to do the thing. And I disagree intently. The reason you have imposter syndrome is a reason. You're an imposter. That's it. You don't have the skill set. You don't have the capabilities to do the thing that you want to do. And just doing the thing isn't necessarily the best way to do it. So, like, let's just use bodybuilding competition as an example. Okay, we saw a picture earlier tonight of someone who competed, and in all fairness to them, they did not look like they belonged on stage. All fairness, okay. You see this in every show. There's one person who just isn't really ready there. They're doing it for a confidence thing or whatever it is, and whatever the reason is, and it's fine. But they don't look like they belong on stage, and I don't like it. Like, not because of that. I don't like the rewarding of the. I guess everyone gets a medal or everyone gets a participation award. Like, if you're in a professional sports league, right? Like, I'm going to use the NBA for example. There's 400 players at most in the league. There's millions of people playing basketball who would die to get in the NBA. Probably not millions who die to get in the NBA, but there's thousands and thousands of people who want to play professional basketball, play it in different levels throughout the world. And they don't just let someone in to participate, okay? Any professional high-level sport doesn't let people in to participate just because they want to feel good about themselves. And so where this comes back to imposter syndrome is imposter syndrome thing is just do the thing. Well, you feel the imposter syndrome because you're not qualified in terms of your ability, your confidence in your own abilities, your knowledge base, your ability to basically take disparate pieces of data and put them into a coherent argument. Okay, you don't have the capacity, so you should feel imposter syndrome. Good. So what? Imposter syndrome is a sign that you don't know your shit and you need to know it better. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that degree of humility is probably a better character trait than just saying, "Oh, I'm going to do it and wing it anyway." It means that you know there's something that you need to learn. You're going to go learn it. Like, I don't go on my social media and start advertising financial advice or anything to do with anything inherently practical, construction type stuff, because I don't know shit about it. If someone said, "Paul, can you host a podcast or host a video series on how to do handyman stuff around the house, how to take care of the house," I would feel incredible amounts of imposter syndrome because I don't know shit. And I just think that's an important thing to be aware of. If you are feeling a whole bunch of imposter syndrome, if you don't have the results, if you have the results to show for it, you won't feel terrible. Okay, so something just to be aware of. And I think I'll wrap it up there so I don't go on too much of a rant because I could have potential to get angry tonight. Just because it happens every now and then. So tomorrow, back in the gym, big chest day, cardio day, a couple hours on my door, lots of work, lots of coaching calls, a couple of sales. Should be a fun day. I will see you all soon.